Hello, my name is Chen. Welcome to today's presentation on key economic drivers influencing on our organizational strategy. In the increasing dynamic business environment, it's never been more important to understand key economic drivers in making strategic choices. We are going to discuss four important themes that directly affect our operations and planning horizons. Microeconomic signals indicating changes in business cycles, the implications of tariffs and trade wars since President Trump's initiatives, elements of behavioral economics that can revolutionize the understanding of consumer behavior, and the possible effects of generative AI on labor markets inequality. All four themes are both challenges and opportunities for our organization. Having a deeper understanding of these drivers will enable us to position ourselves to mitigate economic uncertainties, benefit from new trends, as well as be resilient to possible interference that could otherwise disrupt strategic targets. Our key economic growth metric is GDP, measuring the value of the total output of goods and service produced. With successive decline over 4 quarters indicating recession as consistent expansion shows groups. Inflation measures the increase in price by means of indices such as CPI, which tends to increase in booms and decrease in contractions, with important signals regarding purchasing power as well as monetary policy intentions. The unemployment figure in terms of the number of jobless workers lacks other indicators. Offering information regarding labor market conditions and consumer expenditures. All these indicators collectively chart business cycle positions from peak and expansions to uh, trough, and recession. We are able to foretell market foretell market transitions. Fine-tune pricing strategy maximize resources deployment, as well as preserve competitive edge growing during growth phases, as well as preserving market share during decline. Ultimately creating organizational resilience towards economic shocks. The imposition of tariffs on Singapore's exports to the United States generates a number of important market impacts. U.S. price increase from world price to world price plus tariff. Domestic consumer pay a higher price and consume less. U.S. producer produce more at a higher cost. The government gains tax revenues and economic efficiency, decline as evidenced by the deadweight rules. All these tariffs pose a major challenge to our company, such as observed expense squeezing profit margin by 15 to 20%, lower volume of exports, and lost market share. Our strategy is to reconcile short-term accommodations with long-term adjustment, possibly through market diversification. U.S. production base is establishment, products differentiation initiatives, supply chain redesign, and industry association engagement for trade advocacy, 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 advocacy. These measures are important to ensure competitiveness in this new trade environment while defending our market position amidst protectionist headwinds. Behavioral economics revolution, the science of understanding decision-making by acknowledge that, in contrast to standard economic models of rational agents, real human possess limited cognitive resources and are vastly affected by psychological, social, and affective considerations. The concepts are present bias, status quo bias, and choice architecture. This can be used to design better interventions without limiting freedom through carefully targeted nudges. Such as redesigning choice environments, smaller plays smart default, playing on loose aversion, and social norms. This method works with human psychology, not against it, to deliver better outcome by applying models of how humans actually make choices, not how economic theory prescribed that they ought. In the first labor market scenario, AI plays a primary role as a productivity booster for low-skilled workers, rightward shifting their labor demand curve as high-skilled labor markets are relatively unaffected. This deployment profile boosts both low-skilled workers' wage and job opportunities by making them more productive in the market, thus closing the productivity gap across different levels of skills and decreasing income inequality. The mechanism is that AI tools complement, not replace human abilities at low level of skills. Consider AI interpreters enabling service workers to serve more customers of visual system assisting warehouse employees for greater efficiencies. For this productive outcome to become a reality, we require careful design of AI as a complement to labor. Available worker education program cooperate implementations that value complementarity over automata, and policies that see productivity gains translate to wage gains not observed by the business. Our second scenario offers a less favorable future where AI mainly displays low-skilled labor while complementing high-skilled labor, constructing divergent labor markets paths that increasing disparities. The demand curve for low-skilled workers shifts to the left as demand rises for high-skilled workers, opening bigger wage gap and possibly leading to structural unemployment. 5 years from now, we envision a mixed reality containing features of both scenario, with the final result largely influenced by policy decisions, education system, and the company implementation choice. Organizations that invest in rescuing programs design AI to complement workers as opposed to substituting for them. Develop transition paths for jobs that are under disruption, and describe productivity gains broadly throughout the overall workforce, will be able to realize fair outcome as well as competitive benefits. Something that is a moral as well as a strategic imperative in our AI-driven future. That's all. Thank you.